Okay guys, now we're going to be looking at my favorite submission when it comes to any no-gi submission ever, and specifically from knee on belly, which is the guillotine. It's one of my favorite submissions in the gi. I love the guillotine. I'm obsessed with guillotine. I've literally spent hours studying where and how I can apply it. This is one place that I apply it very successfully all the time, but it does take a prerequisite of balance. You have to have good balance and good base. So this is I would consider this a very advanced technique because understanding the weight distribution and the balance is going to be pivotal. So let's look at how we're even attacking this. So we're here at knee on belly, right? Okay, so what I need to do, again, it looks very precarious, but as long as you do it, practice it, and understand the balance, it's not. What I'm going to do is shoot my arm forward and bring my hand through and get my ribs very similar to the north-south on his head. You see how my ribs are here? I'm not going to lock up anything. I'm just going to get my grip here so that I'm deep. My foot is still hooking, and I want to have balance on my shoulder where I can just stay right here, right? That's why I said it's very advanced, guys. Like, you want to have really good balance here, and this is a position that I've done so much that I have good balance. Even if he pushes you over, it's okay, because we can still attack the guillotine from here, which we're going to look at. But first, we want to discuss finishing from top. A lot of people ask, I'm hooking the outside of his leg. We're going to change the angle in a second. But if he gets quarter guard or something, I actually like when they get quarter guard. And I'm going to explain why. Here, let's turn like all the way around. Maybe do it on this side. Yeah. So we're here, 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 and we're like this. Okay, so we have the arm wrapped. Okay, I don't have anything tight yet. I'm just in my position. When they get quarter guard, I like it because I bring my foot over his elbow so he can no longer fight my hands. Okay, when I bring my foot over his elbow, that's when I would start to apply. But we're not going to look at the application yet. We're not going to look at the mechanics. I want you to understand your base. Let's go back. My base is going to come from hooking really tight here and creating a wedge with my knee and my foot. It's very hard to see, but you have to understand what I'm doing. Right now, my knee, if I did it on this side, is pushing into his ribs as hard as possible as my foot pushes out. Like so. So if I was on this side, my knee right here is like wedged in. Like, I'm sure Ty can feel that, right? I'm super tight here with my hook. So you just have to understand how to do that because it's going to allow you to have good base there, right? The second things that are allowing me to have good base are my shoulder and my head, okay? So since I'm here and here, a lot of people don't like to use their shoulders as base, so you can use your shoulder and, pardon me, they don't like to use their head, so you can use your shoulder and your head, okay? This isn't doing much to your neck. You have your hand if necessary. Like if Ty starts to move around, like I still have my hand and I even have my foot, okay? So how am I shooting this? Basically, very similar to the north-south. When he pushes, I'm just coming here. I move my leg up to allow my ribs to really push his face back. It helps with my weight distribution. So he pushes slowly. When he pushes, his head comes up, I wrap, fall, move my leg up to get my ribs on there. Now if I want, I can come back here. But now we're going to start to play games where we fight the hands, right? Maybe we try to come here and here. We're going to look at all this. But you got to toy with that weight distribution. You got to toy with that hook. You got to toy with the balance on your shoulder, and you got to work with getting the grip. But man, I can tell you that this guillotine is amazing. So let's look at how we finish it. So now we're going to look at the mechanics on how we finish. It's very important that I mention to you that we are going for a high elbow guillotine. Many people ask me the difference between a high elbow and arm and guillotine. I kind of look at the arm and guillotine as something that's more positional. Obviously, you can finish from there. But if I have, like if we look at, go on your knees. If I get like an arm and guillotine here, this is like a traditional Greco-Roman head and arm control. And with the arm and guillotine, I can sweep him a lot, right? I can control him. I can shift into like anacondas. I can shift into darces, different types of chokes. So the opportunity is very vast. But the finishing mechanics of the arm and guillotine compared to the high elbow, I think statistically, I think the high elbow is going to work better. Because for example, if I just same position, right, on your knees, if I get high elbow, I have nothing but the high elbow. I got to commit 100%, but the high elbow is going to be better for me to finish because I'm really isolating all my arms strictly to his neck. So in this position, since I'm already in a dominant top position, I'm always looking for the high elbow. There is arm and guillotine variations from here, but we are not going to be talking about those. But there are but I just personally don't do them. So I don't want to shift too much attention to something that I don't do. I want to shift all the attention to something that I really, really know so that you guys can get the most out of it. So we're here in knee on belly. Put your head over here. So we're here in knee on belly. Let's scoot back just a little. Okay? And we're setting it up the same way as the north-south. Same way as we've been setting up all the neck exposure. He pushes. Okay, he pushes. I have my hand posted. I circle and I dive. Okay, I want my ribs on his head. Okay, now the ideal finish is going to be here. I want to grab my hands together. Okay, how do I do this grip? My hand is here, thumb is on top. Surprisingly, I find, again, there's no right or wrong in jiu-jitsu, but I find that it's important to keep your thumb on top. I find that when I make a fist, the little section of my thumb is gone that helps create a wedge. So when my thumb's up, it's like sloping down. This is like super technical, guys. Sorry, I'm a nerd. But when my thumb is up, it's not. So I have a block. My second hand, thumb in, on top. This is your grip. Like so, okay? So we're here. We shoot. Okay? We're here. My hand is in the correct position already. Okay? Now, I am going to come, grab that grip. Okay? When I grab that grip, I'm going to bring my leg down, elbow over, and I'm just going to pull up, and I'm going to finish. Okay? Here and here. Now, let's turn all the way around. Let's look at where my elbow's going. You all right? Mm-hmm. So I'm here and here. I have my grips. Bring my leg up. My elbow's going to come up. I have to walk myself up, bring my elbow up over his shoulder. To finish the choke, I'm pulling. My left hand is pulling my right hand up, and I'm squeezing. Okay? If I find the opportunity to go to mount, I'll go to mount, and I'll sprawl down and pull up. Okay, if I find that opportunity. I mentioned that I like when they go for quarter guard because my hook is super tight, so it's not going to be easy. So as he does, I bring my foot here and I keep his arm isolated. Now it's easy for me to get my hand in. And now I come up, okay, my elbow's over, and I pull and I finish. Okay, whether I finish here or whether I brought my foot up like this. This is very common when he turns on his side, and I think the finishing mechanics are stronger. I bring my elbow over, and I'm pulling up. Without tie, stay here, tie. Without tie, my elbow's over. Okay, I'm pulling up. And I'm using my hips. So again, we're here, here, here. Should take like almost no strength to finish. Almost no strength. So let's do it one more time because there's a lot going on this side. Yeah. So we're here and here. Okay. We shoot. Here. We get the grip. If he goes for quarter guard, let him get it. Bring your foot up or bring your knee here. Doesn't matter. Elbow over. Here. Go up. If he turns into us, keep your base. Finish up. I'm not going to keep choking tie. This is a brutal choke. But up. Use your hips, guys. Super good choke. Very high level. Again, I don't want to tell you you're going to be able to go and do this right away. But well worth drilling. Well worth knowing. Alright guys. I'm sure you're wondering. How do you finish from bottom? Well, I have great news. It's very easy. Very similar. Will you get bumped to the bottom? Yes. Yes, it will happen. But that's okay because we're prepared. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to have this incredible base no matter what and you're not going to fall. You're probably going to fall. You're probably not going to fall. Like you're going to encounter it all. So let's look at what we're doing here. Okay, so same thing. Knee on belly. I see a window of opportunity. He's pushing. I shoot. I'm here. Okay? If he pushes me right away, I need to keep my hook very firm and I need to use this leg and stay sitting up. Very important. If tie manages to bring me down, this is when things get really hard. Honestly, if he brings me down and I don't have an extremely good bite on his neck, I probably would give up the guillotine. Especially if his arm is here, right? If he brings me down, I'd probably start to attack something different and just retain guard. Because I have to stay sitting up. That's the most important thing here. So when we're here, we get this, he brings me right away. I stay sitting up, we're good. We're totally good. I can fight his hand. Some people might try to bring their hand up here. I cannot let this happen, guys. Bad news. So right away, go back down. Right away, I keep my hand here. I'm aware. Now all I'm going to do is swim my hand in and bring my elbow up. Okay, as I bring my elbow up, I'm going to throw my leg over. He's going to continue to come up. Okay, I keep everything scrunched, guys. You don't want to be with your head on the mat. I also don't want to see the back of his neck. I want to be scrunched like this. Okay, my elbow's in front of his head. Hook is still sharp. Leg is heavy. Everything's touching. I pull up and I get the finish. Same thing. Pull up. Pull up. Okay, but again, everything has to be nice and tight. Okay, so let's look at it from this side. Yeah. So we're here. I get the choke. I'm here. He knocks me over. Stay sitting up, right? Pushing into him. I lock my hands together. Elbow comes up, I fall for the guillotine. Okay? High elbow over his shoulder. I pull up, I scrunch everything up, and I can get the finish right here. Now, what if he doesn't knock you over and you elect to finish from bottom? That's a viable question. Because I prefer to finish from bottom sometimes. Especially if I trap his arm. So let's say we're here. Okay, he went for quarter guard, and I got into this position. Okay, some guys are going to be trying to bridge. Okay, I'm going to let him bridge. Oh, man, he bridges like this. It's so bad for him. It's so bad because he has nothing here. So his shoulder is so easy to get. I'm just going to high elbow, guys. Everything remains the same. Whether you elect to roll yourself over or you elect to, or he knocks you over, you just have to make sure you stay upright and you get the high elbow and everything stays crunched, guys. It's a super advanced choke. And there's a lot of subtle details going on here, like I've been mentioning, but it's so worth learning, and it works so well, guys. Both in gi and no gi. I failed to mention that. We stripped the gis off a few techniques ago so that there was some more clarity in this video. But with the gi, it works super well, regardless. I've even heard of some people say that it works better with the gi. I don't know if I believe that or not, but I definitely think it works super well with the gi. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this technique because it's one of my all-time favorite jiu-jitsu techniques ever.